Welcome to Sass and the Sacred, the podcast where sassy baddies stop shrinking their power and start showing up as their sacred selves. I'm Samantha, your newest BFF. Let's talk setting our souls on fire, shadow work, and of course, most important, mental health. What up, bad bitches? Welcome back to Sass and the Sacred. This is our second episode now. I'm so excited to be here with you guys again on this journey. Today we're going to be doing the cosmic blueprint in more of an in-depth discussion, as well as the 12 houses, and then a little bit more about your sun and your moon, and kind of what to be expecting in the following episodes. So let's get into it, baby. So real quick, let me tell you what blew my mind when I first got into astrology. I always thought it was just your Cancer sun, soft, moody, emotional, you know the drill. But I found out that my moon my moon and my rising were a thing. That was definitely a game changer for me. My Scorpio moon had me emotionally deep, as well as my Libra rising gave off the impression that I was chill and graceful, but deep down on the inside, it was pure chaos. So I guess there's some good to it, but it's like astrology finally gave me a manual for the mess and the magic, and I was basically obsessed from that point on. I'm gonna do a little bit of a sign rundown and what their big three vibes are. So Aries, I'll start with. They're definitely bold and impatient. They like to take the lead. Taurus, they're loyal. They like to change things slowly. They're sensual as fuck. And Gemini, they're definitely talkative, witty, and easily distracted. Cancers are softies. That's me. Nurturing and emotionally deep. Leo, they're confident, dramatic, and they live for attention. Don't I know that? It's okay, Leo, we still love you. Virgo, they would say they're detail obsessed and helpful, and they definitely overthink most things. Scorpio, which is also me, they're very intense, they're private, and they're emotional detectives, 110%. So emotional Sherlock Holmes over here. Sagittarius, they're freedom lovers, they're blunt, and they definitely love the bigger picture. Aquarius, I would say they're weird genius, emotionally distant, and typically have big ideas. Capricorn, I would say that Capricorn, this is definitely true. They're ambitious, they're structured, and they give off a boss energy. Not always the case of it actually being a boss. Just kidding, but yeah, you get what I'm putting down. And then Pisces are definitely dreamy, artistic, and deeply intuitive. Most water signs are kind of the same in that aspect, I would say. And then now imagine those signs influencing different parts of you depending on where they show up in your houses. So like a Gemini moon, emotions that change fast, and a Leo rising, they're always serving the main character energy. Before we go into that though, the houses, I would like to give you guys a bit of a journal prompt just to have. You don't have to do this. It's up to you if you want to. Like I say, it's never a have to, it's if you want to, but I do always encourage to do these things. They're what I've done to help me go from a complete, I would say, shit show. So many things were wrong in my life. I had no self-love. I was looking anywhere and everywhere for some sort of something to fill a void that just it wasn't working, and I had to find something else that could do that. And then I started to really do the work inside, and it started to show on the outside, and now my whole life has done a complete 360 and went from a negative to a positive within months. So I'm hoping that this can do this experience that I'm trying to give you, these tools and this journey. I'm hoping we'll maybe do that for you too, because like I said, we all deserve it. We're all bad bitches, and we're all meant to be here to strut our shit and be our sassy ass selves. So to the journal prompts and reflections. First one would be, do I relate more to my sun or my moon or rising, and why? Next one is, which house does my sun fall into? When we go into this more in depth, you guys will have an easier time figuring this out. Plus I'll have that for you as easy access to download and keep as well, just the info of what each house actually is. So moving forward, you can do all of this with ease and understand what I'm talking about a little bit easier, because you'll have it there for future reference. So the next one would be, what emotional patterns does my moon sign reveal? How does my rising sign affect how others perceive me, and versus how I really feel on the inside? And then which part of my chart feels accurate and which part still confuses me? And this, I encourage you guys all to do. If you want to reach out, I would do that on TikTok or Instagram, or you can join my Sass and the Sacred channel that I have actually made. All of us baddies can come together. I'm definitely welcoming all of you with open arms. Like I said, I'm your own personal cheerleader. It's girl energy here, and I feel that we need to start spreading more of that, because I know what it's like to be looked at and think pretty privilege is the thing, and I would love to show the other side of it as to how I can literally do nothing, and you know, I can't make another woman happy no matter what I do. And this is not acceptable, ladies. We need to do better. We need to be there for each other. It's like, you know, men hate women and women hate women. So it's like, what are we doing here, girls? We need to start teaming up and building each other up, because the force we could be if we all knew what our self-worth was, I'm telling you, the game would change, and these men would learn how to treat us with more respect. I'm going to go into more of these topics like as the episodes go on, but the first few I just wanted to really dive deep into like giving you guys more of a rundown of what astrology is and how it makes you who you are, and then, you know, figuring out how to use that and finding who you are and what your passions are. Because if you mix the two together and doing the journaling and the shadow work and all of this stuff, and then knowing why you are a certain way and what you can do to help, you know, yourself in certain situations based on your signs, it's actually insane, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, it's a game changer, and I'm here for you. So those are the journal prompts that I have for you. Like I said, I know me telling you them, writing them, it's like, no. So I will have these accessible to you in the Google Doc drive that you guys accessed before with the other ones. But like I said, I will have a story that's accessible as well on my Instagram profile that's going to be titled Baddie W Sheets. So you can find all past podcast worksheets and journal prompts located in there. If you missed one, moving forward, that's where they will all be. So next, I wanted to talk about some of the astrology myths that are out there, because I feel like these are kind of important to go over as well. The first one would be, astrology is not just your sun sign, like I mentioned. That's only knowing one ingredient to a whole recipe of who you are as a person. It's really fun to figure out all these little things that, you know, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, I think it's God, but has, you know, pulled and picked and put together just to make you exactly who you are. And it's divine, it's perfect, and it's just you. No sign is bad. We all have light and shadow within us. It's just how we are as humans. Consciousness, you know, we have sin, and we, you know, try to our best to refrain from it, but unfortunately we are human, and that's just what we do and what we're actually called to do. That's what, you know, it makes us feel the most alive, until you can find what can replace doing those things like self-sabotage, doing drugs, drinking, and finding other things that actually make you feel alive again. Because the drinking and everything, quitting that 5 years ago, was the best decision I ever made, and it actually helped me to breathe life back into myself and feel like I was finding, you know, the person I had lost when I was younger and started drinking and partying so much. Like, I couldn't even remember what I liked to do, you know, like what my actual passions were. Like, I knew I liked to draw and paint and stuff, but I didn't really think it was something that made me feel as good as it does, until I quit the drinking and actually gave the time and effort into the hobby, and it changed something in me, and that made it so that I never wanted to touch alcohol again in my life. And I haven't. It's just not something I feel like I need to do or want to do. So sorry to just go into that a little bit, but I felt like it was fitting to this discussion we were just having. You can grow beyond your chart as well. So people say that no, like your whatever is in your houses, like that's what you're gonna. No, if you have only a certain percentage in your success and financial abundance house, like you can change that if you have the imagination and the tools to manifest. Because imagination, it's crazy how important that actually is to keep when you become older. Like, you know, when you watch Disney movies like Peter Pan, oh, I never want to grow old, you know, it's true, because the moment you stop, you can't picture, you think all the bad stuff, like, oh no, like I can't get that, I can't have that. You need to start thinking that you literally are already living that life. I already have that Mercedes, I already have that Ferrari, I already have that nice house. Like, it has to be a vision that you can clearly see in your mind, no matter what you're going through. And it's something that is so powerful that you can literally change the life and everything, like your life and everything around you. It's crazy. Quantum leaping, all of this, we're going to get into this later, but all of this is legit. You guys, I'm dead serious when I say this. If you can find your center and you can really focus on what you want and let go of everything else, all of the self-doubt, all of the stress, all of the financial, like all of that, if you can just let it go and learn to be one with yourself and in the moment, it's insane what can happen for you. I'm telling you. And I'm also going to give you guys a lot of meditation, breathing exercises and things like that moving forward. And then also a daily affirmation is what I was thinking about also giving you guys. I'll probably just do that on my Instagram story every day though, just because once I start doing my 30 minutes, then I will. But until then, I've got so much else that I have to do that the 30 minutes are still going to have to be put off for just a little bit longer. But I promise that they are in the works of coming. So those are just a couple myths that I wanted to give you guys. And then now I wanted to dive into the actual definitions of what each house offers each individual. So the first house would be yourself and your identity. This is how you present yourself and your physical body and the first impression that you make on everybody. Your rising sign lives here, okay? This is what I'm also going to give you. This is the sheet that you're going to be able to go back to and be able to look and actually see and, you know, really memorize these things if you really want to get to that point of knowing these kinds of things. It's a really good thing to know and have. Your second house is your values and your possessions, your money, your self-worth, your material assets, you know. I'm a material girl. Kind of am, but not these days. I feel like that's starting to slowly change, which I'm not opposed to. I'm actually okay with, you know, wanting to just be out in nature more and not wanting to go to the mall and go shopping. It's definitely going to change, but I'm living for it. So we're here for it, baby. Your third house is your communication, how you speak, write, learn, connect with your siblings, friends, just basically everybody around you. Your fourth house is your home and your family, your roots, your ancestry, your childhood, basically your emotional foundation. Your fifth house is your creativity and your pleasures. This would be basically your romance, the fun that you have, your hobbies, your artistic expression, and children. And then your sixth house would be your health and daily routines. So your physical wellness, basically your habits, your routines, work, gym, environment, etc. Your seventh house is your partnerships, the one-on-one relationships that you would have, like your romantic partnerships, close friends or even rivals. Your eighth house would be your transformation, your intimacy, shared resources, deep transformation, sexuality, your taboos, and rebirth, baby. Your ninth house is your philosophy and travel. Sorry, I get a little tongue-tied sometimes because of I used to have my cheeks pierced, and ever since I've had them, I kind of get, listen, we're not going to go into that. Anyway, ninth house is your philosophy and travel, so your beliefs, your higher education, your life's goals, how the world sees you, and also basically the type of outer image that you want to give to people. Your 11th house is your community and your innovation. So your friendships, your group, your social causes, and your big picture to your dreams and what you want for your future. Your 12th house is your subconscious, okay? This is your hidden fears, your intuition, your past lives, your healing, and your spiritual connection, which I really think I suggest you all to look into because it's very, very cool. The app that I use is 𝓢𝓸𝓾𝓵. The only thing is that they did mess up what my sun and my rising sign were, which was a little, but it had a lot to do with me specifically, like the time I was born, the date, where I was born, everything had to do with this, and it was actually a very normal. ChatGPT told me that they messed it up. So it doesn't say it's gonna happen for everybody, but you also can just be better off doing that on ChatGPT and asking them what your sun, moon, and rising signs are and what percentage you have in each house. But 𝓢𝓸𝓾𝓵 gives you a little bit more of a personalized outlook onto what you're to expect in, you know, the coming years, etc. So I feel like it's a really cool tool to have too. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll give the link to that too in my bio here. But yeah, definitely really cool to know these things, you guys. I really, really recommend looking into it and just seeing what you're all about. I want to go into the 4 elements of astrology. So this is going to just be a breakdown for beginners. Every zodiac sign belongs to one of the 4 elements, which I'm sure we all know as fire, earth, water, and air. They are these elements that represent the core energy types. So how we think, feel, act, and portray ourselves in the world. Fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, they're passionate, they're bold, and they're action-orientated. They're ruled by inspiration, instinct, and excitement. Emotional patterns are that they react first, they process later. Burn hot and cool fast, baby, all right? They need freedom and appreciation. This is 100% without a doubt. When they're out of balance, they can be impatient, impulsive, or overly reactive. Very, very true. Fire signs, they light up a room, but they also need a fuel to stay lit. So praise, purpose, and passion keep them going in their dailies. Earth signs, which are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, their vibe would be very grounded, practical, and reliable. Very good qualities to have, guys. Good for you. They're ruled by logic, stability, and by gaining results. Their emotional patterns, I would say, are feelings show through actions, which I feel most of us are like, but very strongly for these signs. Not always words, they need structure to feel safe, and when out of balance, they can get stuck in routines, as well as they can shut down emotionally, which I feel some of us all do, but definitely more for these ones, or they can be overly self-critical. Earth signs, they build the foundation. They don't show up unless it's real. They offer comfort, loyalty, and they bring long-term goals, even in their storms. Air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, their vibe is intellectual, communicative, and free-spirited, and they're ruled by ideas, conversation, thoughts, just deep connections intellectually. Emotional patterns is they think before they feel, they need space and mental stimulation to process things. And then when they're out of balance, they may avoid emotional depth as well as seem a little bit detached. Air signs keep things light, but their thoughts, they can run deep, and connection through words is their love language. Let's see. Air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Their vibe is definitely emotional, intuitive, and mysterious. They're ruled by feelings, dreams, and intuition. Emotional patterns is they're definitely sensitive as fuck. Okay, you guys, so remember this next time you're being fucking mean to a water sign, okay? Don't make them cry because it's very, very hard for them to hold that shit back, okay? I'm telling you. As a water sign, 2 of them, please refrain. We definitely feel everything, even when it's unsaid. when I feel out of balance, and also for Pisces, I feel like we retreat, we become overly emotional or hold grudges, which I don't do very easily, but when I do, it's for life, baby. Like, you fuck me over and we're done, and it'll be like we never met. So yeah, if you don't plan on actually wanting me out of your life, do not screw me over, because we don't play no games over here, okay? Scorpio and Cancer energy, we do not play games. All right, so water signs flow through emotion 110%. It's their superpower and their struggle 110%. They crave depth, trust, and soul connections. Why each of this matters is the fact that each of us have a mix of these elements in our birth chart, but your sun, moon, and rising will highlight the dominant energies. Understanding them gives you a shortcut to emotional awareness, like I mentioned earlier. These are good things to know for so many aspects of your life, you guys. Just try it. You never know. It might be what works for you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. At least you can say you tried. A spiritual growth and deeper self-love, which is so important, you guys. I can't stress the self-love part, because misery loves company, and you do not want people around you that suck your energy out of you and do not appreciate who you are and what you bring to the table as a person. It is so important to know that you are special in your own unique way, and if those people don't appreciate you, they can hop off, because it's just not worth it or worth your time, girls, like boys, whoever, but you know, mainly for the baddies. Like, just know that you have girls that will stand behind you no matter what. You just need to not settle for shitty people, because I'm telling you, the good ones are out there. You might just have to look for a little bit longer. Do the manifestations, do the self-work. It will come to you when the time is right. That's friends, that's partners, that's everything comes when you do what you need to do to be fully in yourself, and know that you will always be there for yourself at the end of the day, and that's all that matters, and that should be enough. Okay, you guys? So just know I love you, and I'm always here for you. I would say that we should do a little bit of more of what your sun and your moon signs are, because those are pretty important to know a little bit more in depth. The sun shows how you feel being, I know I went into this the first episode, but this one I'm just going to do a little bit more in depth. So the sun shows how you feel safe being seen emotionally. It influences your confidence triggers. So what makes you feel alive and what your ego, and where your ego might get bruised. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're expressive, bold, but may shut down when ignored or not admired. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. They need tangible results and emotional stability to feel secure. Can suppress emotions if they feel out of control. Air signs such as Gemini, Leo, and Aquarius. They rationalize emotions or detach. Struggle to stay in the feeling of a safe space. Water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Deeply feeling and reactive to emotional undercurrents. Can feel emotionally unsafe when others aren't attuned. So your sun sign reveals how you shine and how you dim when your emotional needs for validation are not met. Okay, so remember this, you guys. Your moon sign is your emotional core, your conditioning. Your moon is your inner child. So important, you guys. We're going to really work on that too. The rules in instinctual reactions, comfort zones, emotional coping styles, and how you actually feel when nobody's in the room and nobody's watching. Really important. Fire moons, they react quickly and intensely. They have anger, passion, excitement, and need to be heard, okay? Earth moons, they seek control through routine or productivity. They suppress vulnerability and need consistency and trust. Air moons are intellectualized feelings, overthink instead of feel, and they need safe space to talk it out, you guys, okay? So remember that next time here with an air moon. Water moons, they absorb emotional energy like sponges, you guys. Oh my gosh, it is so true. It's exhausting sometimes, but at the same time, I know that it's making me stronger and making the other person stronger, and I'm always here to help. We're highly intuitive, and we need solitude and emotional validation, knowing that our emotions are valid and that they're being heard, how we feel, what why we're angry, why we're happy. You know, it's just, emotions are so important and so valid for everybody, you guys. So never dim anybody when they're trying to tell you something and how they feel. Always listen first and then analyze and then reply. Do not just try to come back with an answer when the person's telling you how they feel. Don't try to answer them as soon as something comes out of their mouth, because that is not listening. That is argumentative. That is being defensive and shutting people down. Like, that is not what we want to do as humans. We want to absorb and listen, understand, and then give back. It is what we need to start doing more of, okay, you guys? And we do this without even noticing that we're doing it, and it leaves us feeling drained sometimes. But if we go in there knowing that we want to help that person, it doesn't feel as exhausting. And, especially if the person is also appreciative of what you do for them is a big thing. But I'm telling you guys, you help somebody try to find themselves once, but you can't be their crutch the entire way. You can only be there for yourself. You have to love yourself first. Be there for yourself always, no matter what. If you're in a relationship, you come first. You're in, a marriage, you come first. You have a brother or a sister, you come first before your sibling. It doesn't matter, you guys, if that makes you think a shitty person, it doesn't. It makes you a better person, because if you can put yourself first and love yourself, you can give back 110% of you to anybody else that comes into your life. Because if you're giving somebody 50%, they're only getting 50% of you, and they're only giving back 50%. You're getting 100% together. If you get 100% of somebody and 100% anybody, that's 200% that you're both going in with, 100% each with, and getting a 200% outcome. It's like a boost of like, I can do this fucking shit. Let's go. So if you have that with a friend, not even just a partner, I'm talking a friends, it is a game changer. So be aware of who you surround yourself with, and how they value you as a person and what you bring to the table, because all of us are special and we all bring something to somebody's lives, and it's whether or not they appreciate it. So I would say that's pretty much what we're going to cover for today, because I don't want to get too much more on your guys' plate. I do want to go all right, my sacred sassy baddies, that is it for today's podcast. I'm so glad that you could stop by and spend today with me. Moving forward, I promise to try to have this in a timely manner. I've got a lot of things that I had to do behind the scenes pretty much done, so I'm feeling confident enough to say that these 30-minute episodes are going to be coming quite soon here. Just hang tight a little bit longer. If you liked what the knowledge that you were given today, please like, share, and comment. It really helps your grow. I want to help more people grow and learn to love themselves wholeheartedly and unapologetically. Baddies out there need other baddies to support them and lift them up and tell them that it's all going to be okay, and that their sacred self is waiting to be called back to them, just one Assassin Sacred episode at a time, babies. So I hope that you got something out of today's episode, and don't forget, if you want to do the worksheets, they will be tagged in my Instagram story for the next 24 hours. Then once that's gone, it will be in my profile story under the title Baddie W Sheets. All accessible for you to access moving forward. Like I said, if you missed an episode, etc., it's there for you. The tools are there for you, so use them, please. I encourage you to do so. It's going to change your life. I promise you, I wouldn't just be giving you guys this shit if it wasn't actually worth doing. Trust me, I know we all have busy lives and stuff to do. That's why I've kept them short and sweet, and something that's actually going to benefit you in the long run. And hopefully in a year from now, if we're still on this journey together and we're reflecting with one another, we can see the progress that you've made, and we can celebrate it together. Thanks, girls. I appreciate it, and I hope that you stay sassy, classy, and fucking Well, that's today's podcast. Thanks for vibing with Yabish on Sass and the Sacred, where the sass is never too much and the healing hits deeper. Until next time, stay bold, stay classy, Stay sassy and badassy, baby. Now go light up your damn life, queen.